number
Okay,
one.
so Polynesian get the 1 point, but I'm curious, Rachel, you've stayed at the villa, the DVC villas at Polynesian? Have you stayed there?
Yes.
Okay, just out of curiosity, does the theming and stuff, and I guess this leads into our next category, decor and aesthetics, does it carry into that? Because the reason why I asked is because Grand Floridian, it's nice and all, but it feels like, it just doesn't feel as exciting as the main building.
Right.
Stuff.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah.
I think part of it is at the Grand Floridian, the villas have like their own sort of main building. You know what I mean? In the Polynesian, at least right now, until the tower opens up, the villas are just the regular, you know how like all the rooms are in the longhouses? Yeah. And so it's just longhouses that look exactly the same as the other ones, but inside the rooms are studio villas instead of the regular rooms.
Right. Okay.
So
okay.
it's just like staying in a regular room, except you have a little bit of a different room configuration. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. And I hope with the tower that they continue that type of elevation and theming as opposed to the Grand Floridian's okay, but just doesn't feel like, it feels like a DVC thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which oddly enough. So with that being said, we're going over to decor and aesthetics based upon what Rachel said. I believe I'm giving my vote to Polynesian in this particular case.
Okay.
Yeah. But I thought like even when you go into the porte-share, when you drive up and where you get unload the car, just like that whole theming goes to there and the stuff they've installed there with the lights, the little tikis and the gods and to Rachel's point, all the decor in the rooms. I think I'll go with Polynesian for this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would still go poly with that, mainly because like when you start to go in, it's like that. What's that weird thing with the water and it like makes all the crazy noise and like it's like stuff
What
like
is
that. I forgot what we called that. Anyway,
A fountain?
is it a fountain?
I don't know.
Get in, putting money out of it. You know what I'm talking? Like they like again, it has a cool look to it, the nice like wooden exterior and whatnot. And again, it's very consistent all throughout. The rest of it is just very eclectic for contemporary, right? Grand Floridian, like it's cool because it's big, but once you again get out of the building, it's like I'm in a golf course or something. Like that's like kind of the feel I get. Not to say it's terrible, but the poly again has that overall consistent theme, even when you get a room there.
So you vote Poly. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be the first one I think we disagree on. I have actually Polly last.
Oh, interesting.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Where you going
Whoa.
first?
I put Polly last. I'll tell you why. Because, I mean, look, this is the toughest, no doubt about it.
It is, yeah.
I think that all three resorts do an excellent job. So the separation between these three are by like fractions of a point.
Fractions.
And once you take out the pools and the bars and the restaurants, I mean, really, you're down to the main atrium and the grounds of these three resorts, which play the biggest factor. So if I'm being honest, the main atrium of the Contemporary Resort just feels alive. It feels gigantic. You've got the monorail zooming in and out. There's that towering Mary Blair mural, Chef Mickey's, where you're catching glimpses of the characters walking around while you're there. The game station arcade, you're hearing the game machines going off. I mean, you want to explore everything. And even when you get into the convention areas, I mean, you can find some of the best and most private bathrooms
Yes.
at Disney property.
This is true.
Bathrooms is good.
Not to mention, what other resort has such great views of the Magic Kingdom, if not the Contemporary? So I put that one number one. Then I went with the Grand Floridian.
Okay.
And that one took a hit because they lost the orchestra. To me,
This is
I
true,
liked having
yeah.
the orchestra. I mean, you still have the lobby pianist,
Yeah.
which I thought is great. You had the grand staircase, all the hidden character designs in the marble flooring, the huge ceilings with those glorious chandeliers. There's gift shops all over the place. It's active during Christmas season. They have a huge gingerbread house in there. The grounds are immaculate, and there's a spa to boot. And then you get to the Polynesian, and it hurts me to say this because the theming is really, really good, but that's about it. The Great Ceremonial House, there's not really that much going on there, is there? I mean, it doesn't have these high ceilings like the Contemporary and the Grand Floridian. The visuals aren't all that amazing. You have a beach, but that's closed. You have bungalows obscuring your view of the Magic Kingdom. The tiki torches are nice, but I have those in my backyard. I mean, I'm just saying it's kind of bare bones when you're in the Great Ceremonial House as compared to these other two places where you really feel energized.
Well, I think the thing about the Poly is that when you walk into that main portion, I mean, yes, it's not as cavernous as the Grand Floridian as you walk in to get to the lobby area. But as compared to the Contemporary, when you walk into that main lobby, like say to check in, like from the porte-share, you don't see any of the atrium stuff until you get to the concourse. So you have to take the escalator up. But other than that, when you walk in, I mean, it's just straight up like a hotel lobby kind of thing. You know, you maybe see glimpses of like Disney Contemporary and stuff.
But it just goes to show how large it is, because Grand Floridian and the Polynesian, their lobby check-in area is in the exact place as the same as their main atrium. Contemporary is the only one where the lobby's kind of separate from the main, like you said, concourse. Yeah, where all the action and activity is happening. And like I said, when I'm there, I just start wandering and getting lost. Like whenever we go monorail and we go to Contemporary, I always stop and just have to wander around the area.
Is that how you found those bathrooms?
Oh, yeah.
At the convention center?
Oh, man. I used to take the monorail just to get to those bathrooms. We would stay at the Polynesian, and I would go around just to get to the Contemporary bathroom.
Oh, no doubt. No, I can't remember what podcast trip it was, but I know Eli and I, we had moments in that bathroom just because he had a stall and I had a stall, and it was just us.
I was like,
it was quiet. And it's like,
oh, and then they had that handicap stall that had like the wooden door, and it was just so beautiful.
It is nice.
It was. Oh, I love that place.
There's a lot to do in there for sure.
Let me think about this. Do I want to change votes?
Oh, whoa.
I don't know.
I may have swayed you.
Well, so here's the funny thing. So I listened to that whole show we did before, and I did vote for the Contemporary back then. But I did feel like when we assessed it, I thought we did it wrong because we didn't consider the fact that the lobby was separate from the main concourse of the Contemporary.
Right. Which is what we talked about when we were comparing categories.
Exactly, yeah. So I think I might go back to the Contemporary on this one.
I think it's the most logical one because it's, again, of everywhere you're at, everything just feels like you feel like you're in the heart of Disney. Right there in a resort. I mean, there's just the monorails going back, and there's Mickey, there's Goofy. Oh my God, there's an arcade over there. Look at that gift shop. Look at that gallery. I mean, it's like there's so much going on, and the Polynesian is just kind of like, it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think what I like about the Polynesian is the ability to get away from some of that like frenetic energy, right? Like that's all going on at the park. And when I go back to my resort, I like it to feel like a different experience. It's part of why, like, I know we're just doing monorail resorts, but it's part of why I love staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, because it's like totally different vibe. Like
it's chill.
Super chill. So that's one thing I like about the Polynesian is it kind of takes me out of that like theme park energy and into more of like a relaxing, makes a resort day really nice.
I can see that. Yeah. To your point, Rachel, I liked it better when they did have the old lobby.
Yeah.
Because it definitely felt like you were walking into some kind of weird tropical paradise.
I agree with
that. As
that.
opposed to like a regular hotel lobby. So
I think I only saw that maybe once. So, and it was obviously a long time ago because they changed it a long time ago, but I don't really remember it super well.
Yeah.
It is calm downstairs, but upstairs it's manic.
Oh, especially by Ohana.
Yes, Ohana is freaking manic. Then you got the people going back and forth out of the. That's part of the reason. We'll get to this when we get to dining. That Kona Cafe is just not one of my favorite places to eat because it's so distracting. Because you get the people over there, you get the other people running to the monorail. It's like there's no views out looking at the park or the grounds or nothing. It can be very hectic up top.
Yeah. So I'm switching over back to Contemporary. I thought I was going to change.
Welcome to Team Contemporary.
So future you's not cool with past you now.
Well, no, if past me and future me or now me are in simpatico. Before we weren't. But now where it called me back, so to speak. So what are we? We're 2 at Poly and then 2 at Contemporary, it sounds like?
Yeah.
Okay. So they each get a half a point.
Half a point.
For decor and aesthetics.
All right.
You enter that in. All right. So now we're doing shopping.
Okay.
All the shopping